It's an approach that I wasn't planning on taking. In fact, we have many, many bottles of unused antibiotics upstairs that I was more than willing to jump in and go with the traditional route. But, Lydia's gotten just increasingly better month by month since she's been with you. So I really didn't want to mess anything up. And I know that for long term, plant-based treatments are more sustainable, because even the allopathic societies agree that being on long-term antibiotics is not a good idea. So I'm just I'm surprised, but I can't argue with the results. So to see Lydia how she was before to how she is now is 180 degrees. So thank you.
Yeah, and healing really is a journey, and I think oftentimes in this world we want immediate results and immediate healing. And what this has really taught us from before and after is we should embrace every part of the journey, every ups and downs. Yes, when I was in your office, I was definitely at the bottom of the pit. But now that we've gone through this, we've seen that it's worth the journey. Lydia always says, "Mom, it's part of my story."
BioNexus Health Podcast, where we explore and share information and stories about recovering and healing from chronic and environmental illnesses such as mold biotoxin illness, Lyme disease, autism spectrum disorder, fatigue, Crohn's and colitis, mast cell activation syndrome, PANS, and more. Please help us grow our message by subscribing to our podcast channel and sharing the podcast on your social networks. For more information, visit bionexushealth.com.
Information within this video, audio, or text, collectively known as the podcast, has not been reviewed by the FDA. Nothing within the podcast is intended as or should be construed as medical advice. Information is for general informational and educational purposes only. Consumers of the podcast should consult with their healthcare practitioners for medical recommendations. Seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider. Do not disregard the advice of a healthcare provider based on any information from the podcast. The information within the podcast may contain information concerning dietary supplements or over-the-counter products that are not drugs. Our dietary supplement products are not intended for use as a means to cure, treat, prevent, diagnose, or mitigate any disease or other medical or abnormal condition.